Welcome back to our channel. Here are 15 fun facts about Niagara Falls. Water you up, everyone. Today, we're diving in. No lifeguard needed. One of the most insane wonders, most powerful, and most mind-blowing natural wonders. Let that sink in. On the entire planet, Niagara Falls. Go with the flow. You've probably seen pictures, maybe you've even been there, but I promise you, there are some secrets about this place that you have absolutely no idea about. We're talking about things that sound completely made up, but are 100% true. I spent a crazy amount of time digging up the most unbelievable facts, and frankly, some of them broke my brain. We're not just talking about how much water goes over the edge, the details are overflowing. Daredevils who literally threw themselves over in a barrel. The entire waterfall is actually moving. It generates enough power to run entire cities. This isn't just a big waterfall. No damn joke. It's a geological superstar, a power plant, and a stage for some of the craziest stunts in human history. I've compiled the 15 absolute wildest facts that you won't hear on your average school trip. So, get ready, because by the end of this video, you're going to look at Niagara Falls in a completely different way. And hey, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you are not going to want to miss what's coming up. Let's get right into it. Alright, let's kick things off with the absolute basics, because believe it or not, most people don't even know this. When you say Niagara Falls, you're not talking about just one single waterfall. It's actually three. That's right, a triple threat. They all have their own names and personalities. It's like a boy band, but with way more water and fewer questionable haircuts. First up, Horseshoe Falls, mostly on the Canadian side, shaped like a giant horseshoe, the largest and most powerful of the three. Next, American Falls, more of a straight line, super majestic. The stoic, serious older brother to Horseshoe. Tucked next to it, separated by tiny Luna Island, Bridal Veil Falls. Much narrower, the cascade looks like a bride's veil. Horseshoe, American, Bridal Veil, three distinct waterfalls together forming Niagara Falls. Crazy, right? Most people think it's one wall of water, but it's way more complex. So you've got this unbelievably powerful natural wonder. Here's the geopolitical twist. It doesn't belong to just one country. Niagara Falls is literally split right down the middle, serving as a natural border between the United States and Canada. This is one of the coolest and most peaceful borders in the entire world. You don't see walls or fences here, just this incredible display of nature two nations share. On one side, New York State, USA. On the other, Ontario, Canada. Horseshoe Falls, mostly in Canada. American Falls and Bridal Veil in the United States. On a boat tour, you're literally crossing an international border back and forth. Chapter 4. We've talked about the insane water flow, but where does a lot of that water go? Niagara Falls becomes more than a tourist attraction. It becomes a colossal power-generating machine. This is one of the biggest sources of hydroelectric power in the world. The sheer force of falling water is harnessed to create a mind-boggling amount of electricity. It's been happening for over 100 years, and the technology has only gotten more and more efficient. It's like nature's ultimate battery. Robert Moses Power Plant on the US side. Sir Adam Beck Generating Station on the Canadian side. At night and during the off-season, they divert up to 75% of the river's water. The water is channeled through huge tunnels, some of them the size of a 4-lane highway, down to the power plants. There, it spins massive turbines that generate electricity. This is why the falls sometimes look a little less powerful at night, because a huge chunk of the river is literally taking a detour to power our lives. So, how much power are we talking about? The plants on both sides of the border can generate over 4.4 gigawatts of electricity. That's enough to power almost 4 million homes. This single natural wonder is providing clean, renewable energy for millions and millions of people. When you turn on a light in Buffalo, New York, or Toronto, Ontario, there's a good chance the electricity came from the same water that tourists were taking pictures of just hours earlier. It's the ultimate multitasker, a beautiful spectacle, and a critical power source. Chapter 5. Have you ever wondered how this thing even came to exist? It wasn't just magically there. The story of Niagara Falls is a story of ice, rock a whole lot of time. It's a geological epic that goes back to the last ice age, around 18,000 years ago. Back then, this region from New York to Ontario was buried under a gigantic sheet of ice, a glacier so massive it would make an iceberg look tiny. This is where it all begins. Around 12,500 years ago, the glaciers began to melt and retreat. Meltwater pooled and formed the Great Lakes. Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, all that water had to go somewhere. Lake Superior flowed downhill toward Lake Ontario. That flow carved the Niagara River, a brand new river cutting through glacial terrain. The river hit the Niagara Escarpment, a huge cliff-like ridge. Top rock, dolostone, top rock, limestone, below, shale, below, sandstone. The river eroded the soft layers underneath, undercutting the hard cap. Eventually the cap collapsed and the waterfall formed. Erosion over thousands of years. That's why the falls exist. Chapter 6. Okay, this is one of the facts that absolutely blew my mind. The waterfall is not stationary, it is physically moving. Every single year, the falls creep backward, upstream. The erosion that created the falls is still happening, second by second. The water constantly chews away at the rock, especially the soft shale layer at the base. A geological battle. The water is winning, inch by inch. Historically, before hydrodiversion, the falls receded at about 3 feet per year. Every year, the cliff moved back by the length of a guitar. Over the last 12,500 years, Niagara Falls has shifted 7 miles upstream. Original location, 12,500 years ago, near modern-day Lewiston, New York. Now we divert much water for hydroelectricity, so erosion has slowed dramatically. Today it's about 1 foot per year, but it's still moving. In about 50,000 years, geologists predict the falls will reach Lake Erie and cease to exist. It will become a series of rapids in the river. So, enjoy it while you can. A temporary geological wonder. Chapter 7. As soon as you have something this big and dangerous, you just know some crazy person is going to try something absolutely insane. Niagara Falls has been a magnet for daredevils for over a century. We're not talking about just getting close. People went over the falls in homemade contraptions. It all started in 1901 with 63-year-old schoolteacher Annie Edson Taylor. She decided she'd be the first to go over the falls in a barrel. And she did it. She climbed into a custom-made oak and iron barrel, was towed out into the river, and went over Horseshoe Falls. Incredibly, she survived with just a small cut on her head. She hoped for fame and fortune, but mostly ended up broke. Her stunt opened the floodgates. Dozens tried to copy her, with much, much less success. Many died attempting it, using everything from rubber balls to steel barrels. It became so common it's now highly illegal. Massive fines and jail time. And then there's the tightrope legend Charles Blondin, blindfolded in a sack with a wheelbarrow on stilts, carrying his manager, even cooking an omelet mid-wire. With a spectacle this grand, it's no surprise that Niagara Falls is one of the most popular tourist destinations. We're talking about 30 million people visiting every single year. That's more than the entire population of Australia. To accommodate all those people, there's a massive industry built around experiences. It's not just a thing you look at from a distance. You can get right up in its face. The most famous attraction is the boat tours. On the American side, the Maid of the Mist. On the Canadian side, Hornblower Niagara Cruises. They give you a giant plastic poncho, basically useless. The boats drive you into the misty, thundering basin of Horseshoe Falls. The sound is deafening. You get completely soaked. It's one of the most exhilarating experiences you can have. You feel the raw power of the water hitting the bottom. It's absolutely unforgettable. But the show doesn't stop when the sun goes down. Every single night, the falls are lit with powerful colored LED lights. The whitewater chaos becomes a shifting rainbow of color. They do themed colors for holidays and for special events. In summer, there's a fireworks display over the falls. You can watch the falls lit in purple, then in green, with fireworks exploding overhead. It's a sensory overload in the best way possible. Now, for all its beauty and power, it's not all perfect. Being surrounded by cities and industry for over a century has taken its toll. Niagara Falls and the Niagara River face some serious environmental challenges that people are working hard to fix. For decades, the river was treated like a sewer, industrial and municipal waste dumped directly into it. This led to a buildup of toxic chemicals in the sediment. Love Canal became a national wake-up call, driving cleanup that continues today. Chapter 10. Alright, to finish things off, I dug up some of the most random, bizarre, and fun pieces of trivia first. Let's talk about the ice bridge. In extremely cold winters, mist and ice can freeze together at the base, forming a massive ice bridge from the US to Canada. People used to walk on the ice bridge. People even set up concession stands on it. Then, in 1912, the bridge broke apart and 3 people died. Walking on it is now forbidden. In 1969, the US Army Corps of Engineers turned off the American Falls. They built a 600-foot dam to divert water to the Canadian Horseshoe Falls. The reason? Study the rock face and figure out how to stop erosion. For several months, the American Falls were bone dry. People could walk on the exposed riverbed. Movie buffs, Niagara with Marilyn Monroe, Superman 2, even The Office, Jim and Pam on the Maid of the Mist. It's a place that's captured our imagination as a natural wonder and a backdrop for stories. And that is a wrap. 15 facts that prove Niagara Falls is way more than just a pretty picture. It's actually 3 waterfalls. The insane, mind-boggling amount of water. It's a giant shared power plant for 2 countries, formed by glaciers, literally moving backward every year. The absolutely bonkers daredevils who tried to conquer it. It's a place with so much history, power, and secrets. I had so much fun researching this. My mind is still blown by some of these, especially the fact they turned one of the falls off. Can you imagine seeing that? I hope this makes you appreciate the sheer scale and complexity of Niagara Falls. Which fact shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. I read everyone. If you enjoyed this, smash that subscribe and turn on notifications.